Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline and in today's video I will be giving you a review, demo, first impressions and full day wear test on the brand new McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. But before we get started, and if you're new here, please consider to subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know more about this bougie foundation, just keep on watching. Okay friends, so in today's video I will be reviewing the McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. It is supposed to be a sheer to medium coverage foundation. It has a natural finish. It is good for normal, dry, combination and oily skins. It comes in 36 different shades, and from those shades there are 5 shade levels, which are light, light to medium, medium, medium deep and deep. Now the 4 first shade levels comes with 7 different shades within that level, so 7, 7, 7, 7, and then the deep level comes with 8 different shades. And then as far as undertones goes, it seems like it has at least 7 undertones. I have seen olive, yellow, pink, golden, neutral, peach, as well as red undertone. Now this foundation comes with 35 ml or 1.18 fluid ounces. The typical amount of product that you get on pretty much any foundation is 1 fluid ounces. They just have a dash more, 0.18 ounces is not a lot. The cost of this foundation, it is $68. So this foundation is made in Italy. If you are new here to my channel, welcome. Just want to let you know a little bit about my skin type. Basically, I have dry skin to normal skin. I do have dry patches right here in this area, on my jawline too. I do have enlarged pores right here on my cheeks, a little bit on my chin area. I do have a very sensitive and reactive skin. Another thing to notice about my skin too, it is that I'm in my 30s and I have signs of aging. Also, I have a lot of freckles, hyperpigmentation, that what I look on a foundation, it is that it doesn't emphasize either my enlarged pores, my fine lines. I want everything to be just a little bit bluer. I don't like full coverage foundations. I don't like matte foundations. I do like preferable radiant foundations. Natural foundations, I agree with that too. But radiant is kind of like my comfort happy zone right there, and I like more of a light to medium foundation. So this foundation kind of speaks to me in the sense that it says that it's natural, it says that it's sheer to medium coverage. That means that I'm in that between that I can build up and make it look, you know, the way that I like it. So that being said, at least you know a little bit more about me, who is the person that is reviewing this foundation, and if this is exactly what you're looking for, because all my feedback right here and my first impressions are going to be depending of my skin. And now as far as my skin tone, I have a light to medium skin tone. Now let me read you a little bit more about this foundation. So basically this foundation, it has a sublime technology. What is this sublime technology? It has unique polymers which provide lasting wear, ultimate smoothness, and luminous finish. I like that. I like luminous finish. It says this nourishing formulation is crafted with a Vita Serum Complex. So this is again another foundation that is a hybrid between foundation, makeup, and skincare. So this is designed to help fight the formation of wrinkles by preserving the hydrolipidic film barrier of the skin. This complex boosts hydration by activating the natural production of hyaluronic acid and ceramides. This foundation, it also has a diamond core powder technology, which improves skin texture by optically smoothing and blurring the appearance of fine lines and imperfection, and illuminating soft focus pigment blended into the formula converts and scatters light emulating the effect of a healthy, youthful complexion. This foundation is formulated with no parabens, talc, it's fragrance and oil free. I like that, but on the ingredients, it tells you that the first ingredient is water, and then the fourth ingredient on this foundation, yeah, it is the fourth one, it is alcohol. And it doesn't say exactly which type of alcohol it is. For a person like me that I have a sensitive, reactive skin, usually I try to avoid products that they have a straight alcohol in it. Now, alcohol is used for the benefit of the foundation. It's not necessarily a bad thing to have on a foundation or on a product, but if you have eczema, prone skin, if you suffer of, like me, sensitive skin, reactive skin, ideally try to avoid it, and also consult with your dermatologist, if it's good for you or not. And the shade that I chose is light medium 13. So anyhow, I want to show you right here the packaging. So as you can see, it still has the serum wrap around it, and we're just going to open it here for you. So let's see if I chose the correct foundation shade or not. Okay, the packaging is a beautiful component. So basically, this right here is a carton box, completely matte, very sleek, very slim. It has the this is a whole logo composition of Pat McGrath. So it's Pat McGrath Labs and then the crown, all in gold foil. Gold, the packaging obviously is just beautiful. And here you go, this is the packaging up close. And when you open it up, it's kind of like a cigarette box. Very feminine. I will say very sexy. That's the way that I see it. Sensuality. That's what I see on this packaging. Back on the days, back on the time, if you recall Marilyn Monroe and many other artists, they used to smoke. And it looked like something feminine, like empowering for a woman. So I think the packaging kind of tells you a story behind. When you take it out from the box, you will see the bottle right here. It's a beautiful component bottle. Now, this is a frosted glass bottle, which it is, although very pretty, it is not my favorite. And the reason why it's not my favorite is because if you are at a store and you want to see your shade from the bottle, it's not that quick, easy thing. This sticker right here is basically a gold sticker, says Pat McGrath, the name of the foundation. This cup right here reminds me of, if you have been at the perfume houses in France, the back on the days perfume houses, they do have this type of cup for the perfumes. That's what it reminds me of. A very classic, elegant type of perfume too. So that's what it is. And now this foundation right here doesn't have any fragrance. Now let's open it up right here, and it's a little bit hard to open up, but there you go. And you have a pump. Okay, so before we go into the application, let's see if I got the right shade right here. So let me just, okay, so here you go. There's the first half a pump. And this foundation, it's kind of liquidy. Now what we're gonna do, I'm very simple with the application of my foundations, and if you have been following me, you may know that by now. Basically, on one side of my face, what I'm gonna do, it is apply the Tarte. This is the Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I can never remember the name of this primer, but it's this one right here. It comes on this spot, and I'm just gonna use it on this side of my face, just on my pore area and nowhere else. So I will not have any other primer but this, just right here, just to cover up my enlarged pores right there. And as you can tell, I don't know if you can tell from camera, immediately as I apply something to my face, it turns red. It's just very reactive. It just goes like, why? Okay, so on this side, I'm gonna apply about half a pump on this side. Just gonna spread it a little bit with my fingers. he went to my other finger. Okay, so I'm just applying a very small layer. Now, I'm going to be using a beauty blender to blend out the foundation. Beauty blender, I mean, it is a sponge. Common sense, a sponge is going to absorb some of the product. You can use another type of beauty sponge that it may not be so porous as these, and I'm sure it will give you a better coverage. And this is not enough to cover. I do have freckles. Now, my intention is never to cover my freckles. No, I never like to cover all my freckles. That's not my intention. So I'm using another 3/4 of a pump on just one side of my face. Now it spreads nicely with your fingers. Now we know that Pat McGrath, she was the person responsible of the creation of the luminous, the Silk Luminous Foundation by Giorgio Armani. So this foundation, it's alike in consistency, whereas it is liquidy and is sheer. So here you go. This is the foundation, how it's looking like with a beauty sponge. And I use about a pump and a half total from 1/2 of my face to achieve a very light to medium coverage. This is not completely medium. This is still on the light. I can see still my freckles right here really well, and a little bit of my redness peeking through. Okay, on the other side of my face, I'm not gonna use any primer, and I'm gonna apply the foundation with a brush. So I'm gonna first apply, I'm sure maybe for this side of the face it's gonna be a little bit less. And the brush that I'm going to be using to blend this foundation is the Sigma F50 brush. This is a dual fiber foundation brush. So it will give you a very natural kind of application. As to be expected, you will get a little bit more coverage. I was able to achieve with less amount of foundation the same coverage as of these eyes, light to medium, light to medium. And then as far as the finish goes, it looks like a very natural foundation. It is not as luminous as I was expecting it to be. And I do have dry patches right here, which it is grabbing on top. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use again my beauty blender and kind of pat it right here. You see a little bit of foundation grabbing on those dry patches that I mentioned before. I do have them right there. I'm using about a 1/2 pump of foundation, and I'm just gonna spread it on the areas that I feel like I still need a little bit more foundation. Basically on the cheeks and a little bit right here on my forehead. Go beauty blender on one side, and let's build it up. It's building up pretty well. Okay friends, so I just finished applying all my makeup and doing another video right now. But everything has gone really well. Everything has blended really nicely. As I mentioned to you before, I'm not the person who likes to set my foundation with powder. Sometimes I do set on this area right here and on my jawline, but I haven't set today with a powder, a setting powder. I only have applied my concealer, and then I had applied setting powder, my Hourglass Veil setting powder on under my eyes. So that's the only place that I have an actual setting powder. And then I do have a finishing powder, but it's not really a setting powder. So anyhow, the foundation right now, after I would say about half an hour of wear, it's looking really good. It's looking natural. It doesn't look luminous in person. It doesn't look radiant at all, and it actually, like I said, is still having that settling into my dry patches. But again, those are dry patches, so it's normal for a foundation to grab on them. I always hope that it doesn't make them more you know, like to be more obvious. And this foundation is not doing that, but yet it has grabbed on those dry patches. And then it hasn't settled on my fine lines. At the beginning, it settled just a little bit, but because this foundation is so sheer, it's not noticeable. So you can pat it a little and then it's gone. Right now, I have not patted again. Now, as far as my enlarged pores goes, they look fine. I mean, they don't look more emphasized or they are not more noticeable with the foundation because, again, the foundation is not heavy. It's very lightweight. I mean, in fact, I feel like I don't have much makeup. I will say that I feel that I have more lipstick than I have more makeup on my face. That's how much it feels like, you know, weight-wise. I feel like I have something on my lips, but I don't have nothing on my face. So it's very comfortable to wear so far. And like I said before, I have reactive skin and I don't feel any kind of reaction on my skin. Hopefully I don't react afterwards. So far it's good. I will be giving you a little bit of an update later on. Throughout the day, I will be going different places. I will be going out and about. It's a hot day here in California. Higher 80 degrees, almost 90 degrees. It's a little bit windy though out there. So I think that will give us a really good impression of how the foundation will wear. So anyhow, if you want to know a little bit more about this foundation, look after my word test and then see my final thoughts, just keep on watching. Has passed several hours since I had applied my makeup. I just ate a very late lunch and here it is. How is the foundation looking like? Like I said, it's very sheer. You can still see all my freckles. You can see, like I said, right here, my enlarged pores. They are, you know, they're not emphasized, but they are not diminished either. And then the foundation has settled from the beginning into these dry patches right here. And as you can tell, it is a very light coverage. I apply plenty. And I mean, you can say maybe up to a medium coverage. It's not radiant. It's not luminous. It's just a natural finish. Now I'm feeling a little bit of itchiness right here on my jawline. So I don't like when I start feeling that, but it doesn't feel tight at all. It feels like actually like I don't have any foundation today, like nothing. It's so lightweight, so lightweight. It's just like wearing nothing. So, so far it's looking good. And like I said, it hasn't set on my fine lines. It's just very sheer. That's what it is, and it's just not very radiant. It has a very natural finish, so it's up to the claims so far, and it's wearing really good. It hasn't worn off anywhere. I mean, I just, like I said, I ate, and you can see I have some of my lipstick because they're right here, and then it just had come off a little bit on these sides, but that's all. All right. So here I am, a little check-in. I'm at the beach right now. It's almost 5 o'clock, and I don't know, hopefully you can see a little bit of the wear of these McGRATH foundation. I don't know if you can see anything or not. It's just not wearing off badly or anything like that. It seems okay. The dry patches are still there, so not so much fun, but anyhow, well, happy day here at the beach. So I will give you my thoughts a little later. Keep on watching. Okay friends, so this is the end of my day. As you could tell by the little updates and, you know, little pop-ups here and there about how this foundation is wearing, that I had been all over the place, from working to the beach with my kids and, you know, just having a good time. And it's time for me to, you know, just wash my face, do my skincare, and call it a day. So I'm just here to give you my last update on the foundation. So for me, this foundation has worn pretty good for what it is. This is truly a more of a sheer light coverage foundation. yes, you can maybe achieve the medium coverage, but not that much. I mean, it's just such a light foundation, like weightless. I mean, in honest truth, you cannot even feel that you're wearing foundation. It doesn't feel cakey, it doesn't feel heavy. Like I mentioned, like kind of like, it's not like a funny joke or anything like that, but it's very interesting that I was able to feel more my lipstick than whatever I was able to feel on my actual skin. So that's a pretty good sign if you like lightweight type of products and you don't like too much on your face, which I certainly like. Now the only thing, I don't know if you maybe, yeah, I'm sure you have seen the footage where I'm at the beach. You could tell that all my freckles were like there. I mean, they were popping. I know my freckles, they are obvious, very noticeable, but you could tell that the foundation is just so lightweight that, you know, your beauty marks are able to peek through, which is cute, it's nice. So it will even out kind of like your skin tone a little, but it will not give you that medium coverage that it claims. And now as time has passed, it has worn off, but it has worn off pretty, what I call it, gracefully. So I don't see much of the foundation on my skin, to be honest with you. And I see that on my fine lines here on my forehead. I see some settlement of the foundation between those fine lines. Very little. It's not on the cakey way, because like here on my smile lines right here, I don't see that settling. But again, that may be because the foundation is pretty much gone right there. I see a little bit of settling right here on my nose, on the divots of my nose. And then the foundation pretty much has worn off on these areas right here, on the jawline, on my chin. It's pretty much gone. So that's that right there. Now, because the foundation has alcohol in it, it actually dries and sets pretty fast. So you have to kind of like work it a little bit fast in order to have an even application. Now, the foundation is by no means luminous. It says that it will give you some luminosity. Very little. I mean, it's not even on the radiant scale. It's more natural skin. When your oils break through, it will give you a little bit of luminosity, but not because of the foundation. The foundation is truly a natural finish foundation. That's, I mean, to me, there's no question about that. That's what it gave me at the beginning of it. And I mean, whatever else comes next, it is pretty much because other powders that I have used, a highlighter, and then my you know, natural oils breaking through my skin. So that's that right there. Now, because it has alcohol in it, I'm not gonna be able to use this foundation for, you know, consecutive days. Although it's very lightweight, like I said, you don't feel it, it's not heavy. You know, these will have been the perfect foundation for wear every day, but it has the alcohol. So for a person like me that has dry skin, sensitive skin, reactive skin, I don't wanna risk my skin health because of the foundation. Now the price, $68, is it worth it? It will depend up to you. To me, this is my first impressions. This is just, you know, my first impressions. I wear just from one day. I think I will have to use it no more often because again, I don't want to risk the health of my skin. But it doesn't give me that glamorous look that I wish it would have. So is it worth it? I don't know yet. That's the truth. I think it depends on what you're looking in the foundation. I will say it is a little bit too sheer for my skin. I like more light to medium, and this I had to use a lot of product in order to achieve a light, very close to medium, but not medium yet. You know, just to give me that coverage. I also don't think that this foundation, it is long lasting. I mean, it has worn off, it's still there, but I mean, it's not a foundation that, you know, give you enough coverage to be like, oh yes, this is extremely long lasting foundation. The primer may help. It seems like that primer of Pat McGrath is hydrating, but it's a very expensive primer. So you may wanna dig into another primer if you wanna economize and you wanna try this foundation. I don't know, I haven't tried the primer yet. I cannot talk too much about it. And again, on the powder, it may be that it will help on the longevity of the foundation too. It will may help also on mattifying a little bit the foundation, and also add coverage to the foundation to be able to build up to that medium coverage. And that's why that entire collection is called a system. So it works, one thing works in conjunction with another to create that medium long-lasting coverage. I don't think that foundation by itself does all these magical things. Hopefully it makes sense. And okay, my friends, I think this is a wrap up for this video. If you like this type of videos, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps a lot my channel. Also share it with somebody else that may like this type of videos all about beauty. And if you haven't yet, please consider and subscribe to my channel by ringing that big red button that says subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Thank you once again for watching. Bye-bye.